Action.
The impact of television in sport. Television has the biggest impact on sport. Television has a big impact on sport, and in my opinion, has the biggest effect on sport because it allows people to watch a variety of sports and major sporting events worldwide, such as the World Cup, Olympics, and Super Bowl. Because in this day and age, there's a television in almost every single household, and there's a big demand for coverage of sport. There are TV channels such as Sky Sports News. They're dedicated to giving viewers live sports for 24 hours a day. How important is television in sport? Crucial. Television exposure is key to obtaining corporate sponsorships and advertising that have traditionally fueled the economic success of men's football, Olympics, and other professional sport events. Men and women television coverage. Men's sport contracts involving major fees tie up prime time slots and consume huge promotional support. Major national cable outlets. Let's start again.
Yeah, go on.
Men's sport contracts involving major fees tie up prime time slots and consume huge promotional support from major national cable outlets. Women's sports, however, coverage is relegated to leftovers such as BBC Three, ITV4, or Sky Sports 3. And when they do get exposure on main channels, they're simply relegated to during less than optimal time slots.
I'll be talking about the impact of technology in sports. So you can see here, the sensationalism is being used here. Obviously, you've got in big bold writing, Fergie wants Cole, and then obviously the alleged affair. I'm not going to get into that. Well, alright, as you can see, the local press, this is a particular media that will only report on stories that's happening around your area and the local residents residing. So for instance, if Uxbridge FC won a game, the Uxbridge Gazette, which is their local newspaper in Uxbridge, would do a story on their performance as a team, or if a player has done really well, they would put their target on that particular player. Sensationalism is when a presentation of stories in a way that is intended to provoke public interest or excitement at the expense of accuracy. So usually, in a negative point of view, this would only happen when a big scandal has been put out there nationwide, and it can be used in a good way as well. So when Andy Murray won his Wimbledon last year, it was televised to everywhere worldwide, and thankfully he won. And obviously you can see here, in the bad side of it, Ronaldo obviously getting up to his late antics in his spare time. And as you can see, obviously the biggest one probably of all, John Terry sleeping with his friend's wife, allegedly. Okay. There can be positive and negative effects on this. The positive views would be the inspiration. The inspiration of this. So the media brings sport to people who may not normally get the experience otherwise. This can encourage people to get involved. The money issues are that the media companies pay the rights to show sporting events, also sports shown on the TV generate more sponsorship. And then on the negative side of views, the demands of it are that the media can put pressure on the organisers of sporting competitions to make the viewing experience better for TV audiences. So, for example, in the previous Olympics that we just had, the marathon was run at a time which suited the TV companies, even though it was at the hottest time of day. It can be biased as well, because only the popular sports get the much attention, so like football, rugby, etc. Not many of like other sports would get televised. So netball could be one. Fishing is usually televised, not so much. Darts has probably come out of that category, but yeah. And sensationalism can be a negative effect because it can make or break someone, and it can destroy someone's career from it, and it can persuade you to change your opinion on the player if they had a bad performance, or they've had a bad game, or their personal life has got involved. So, for instance, Rooney cheating on a lot of prostitutes in his time, allegedly, and wanted to move out of Manchester United at one point, and money got involved, but hopefully he's doing fine now. And,
I'm going to talk about impact that technology has had on sport. Right. Well, technology has had a large impact on sport, especially in the modern day era. Technology was originally brought into sport to make it more fair and ultimately lower human error. Examples of this, where it's been brought into lower human error, has been the Hawkeye system, which, as you can see, is a computer-generated system used in various sports such as cricket, football, tennis. It's used to make the official's job in officiating the match easier, and well, yeah, it's got the advantages and disadvantages aren't very. There isn't a lot of them, but the advantages are obviously obvious. It's clearly to make the game fairer, so there's less mistakes, and the disadvantages. When people say traditionally it ruins the fluidity of the game. In clothing, sport has had a large impact because nowadays technology in sport is now being used to enhance performance, such as swimwear for swimmers is more streamlined and it's used for materials for comfort and that are better in water-based situations. And football boots, as you can see here, Nike released the new Nike Magista, which technology has been used to make the boot give you a sock-like feel, so the player doesn't focus too much mentally on the boot, and so that comfort is there, which overall and in the long term will increase performance, which is the purpose. Yeah, and technology has also had a large impact on other factors in sport, such as drug testing, whereas now there's random drug checks, and they're used through urine samples, and then they're taken to a lab, and then they're assessed, and that's how they test them. And technology in sport also is reduced the idea that sport can only be taken out and participated in outside of your home, with technology such as games consoles with the Nintendo Wii, where it offers a variety of different things you can do that can help you take part in sport in the comfort of your own home. Where else? Yeah, technology in sport also allows lower teams in football, such as maybe college schemes or Sunday league teams, to now analyze their progress while they're playing football by using cameras and other sorts of technological equipment, which obviously allows them to analyze their game, which is once again for performance enhancement. And yeah, another example where technology has come into football boots has been Adidas have released a football boot that contains a USB stick, where once again progress can be managed through just connecting that to a computer, and once again it's for enhancement. So I think technology in sport has had a large impact on the enhancing performance side of the game. So I do think that's had a large impact.
I think what you're talking about can also go into tech pants as well. The My Coach.